We're gonna kick off this incredible event. My name is Adam Paul, and on behalf of the City of Denver, we want to thank you so much for coming out today and helping us on this journey to House 1,000. Today we're kicking off a month of volunteer opportunities, and you are here to be a part of that, and that means so much. I'd like to thank our community sponsor, Comcast, who's agreed to join us through this next month and help bring support. And with that, I would like to turn it over to Council President Torres.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos dias. It's nice to see such a beautiful crowd come out for this amazing occasion. I'm Council President Jamie Torres. It's my honor to represent West Denver District 3. And we are a little ways away from there, but one of the things that binds us all together is our common vision for Denver. And so to really center us, I'd like to start with our Denver City Council land acknowledgement, if you don't mind. We honor and acknowledge that the land on which we reside is the traditional territory of the Ute, Cheyenne, and Arapaho peoples. We also recognize the 48 contemporary tribal nations that are historically tied to the lands that make up the state of Colorado. We honor elders past, present, and future, and those who have stewarded this land throughout generations. We also recognize that government, academic, and cultural institutions were founded upon and continue to enact exclusions and erasures of Indigenous peoples. May this acknowledgement demonstrate a commitment to working to dismantle ongoing legacies of oppression and inequities and recognize the current and future contributions of Indigenous communities in Denver. I want to start by really centering myself in this cold, right? And remember that what we're here to kick off is welcoming people inside, and they don't have to think about another night in the cold like this. And for family after family, that's the goal through this initiative, but through our mission and our obligation as a city and county of Denver, is to get people out of this cold and into something safe and warm and resource filled. So I am deeply indebted to all of you. I see a lot of our young people. Thank you for being here. A lot of our elders and even people from across other neighborhoods in the city who have come out to acknowledge this is a whole community effort. Council District 3 is West Denver. We have hosted 3 and currently still have 1 safe outdoor space in West Denver. And these were the things that we started during the pandemic because we needed to be able to house and safely harbor folks who were living on the street. And it was not even an easy sell to get those off the ground. So everything takes effort, everything takes some convincing, but what we found is just how highly successful they've been. And our success has been largely due to community embracing these spaces, whether it's immediately or over time, it happens. And we had a number of residents and community groups who came out to host dinners, to get to know people, because what's been lost over a long period of time for our unhoused community is feeling bonded to a place and know that you're an important factor in the future of that location. And so I really thank you for helping to create that space to bring color and life and a sense of warmth to where our first folks are going to be housed through this effort. And so I thank you all for being here, and thank you for your support of this location, but all of the future ones that come on board. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you all so much for being here. This is an incredible moment. For many of the folks in this crowd who have been working on this effort for months, there was about 999 ways in which this day wasn't going to happen. There was only one way that it would. And for us to find that one way required every single person in this circle, and many, many folks not in this circle, to have given every single thing they had. And then when that didn't work, find a way to give more. And there are partners here that did that over and over and over again to make this historic day possible. At the top of that list is Rocky Mountain Communities, who is here somewhere, who has been our partner in helping acquire this property. Where's Rocky Mountain Communities? Where's Mark? I know Mark is somewhere. Thank you so much for your incredible leadership on this. You made this day possible. Also on that list are our incredible partners at the Salvation Army. I know Major Peace is here. I want you all to give him a huge round of applause because without the Salvation Army, this would never have been possible. I also, sometimes when there is an incredibly important moment to serve your city and to serve your neighbors, you get called out of the life that you were leading that was very busy and very full and very happy, and you step into a vortex of chaos where the world needs you. And there is a woman here today that did that. Sue Powers, where are you? Sue Powers was the force of nature who stepped in as our housing director and led this effort all the way from beginning to end in the midst of a very full life that she already had. Thank you so much, Sue, for what you have given to this city. Today represents a powerful day. It is the symbol of our changed approach for how this city takes on homelessness, which is we are no longer moving encampments, we are closing encampments. And we are no longer able to just offer people water or food. We're able to offer people shelter and housing and workforce training and mental health and addiction treatment and a path to the life that they always dreamed. That is what this day is about. And I think if all of us think back to the moments where your life took a fundamental shift, we all have those days. It's a teacher who believed in you in the 6th grade. It's a mentor who helped you find your first job. It's a partner who helped form your first big venture together. It is a moment where you thought you weren't capable of doing something and someone said, I believe you are. And I will watch you rise to that occasion, and you did. And you built a life now today that you're proud of. This building represents that moment for thousands of people, for whom, for this time, right now, there are hundreds of people in the city tonight who are very, very cold, who slept on a street last night, and spent most of the last month wondering what this holiday season would look like. And because of this building, as of today, right now, they're packing up their stuff. They're getting ready to move into housing and shelter that will offer them a place to be not just home for the holidays, but will be back on the path to the life that they always wanted. This is about moving people out of hopelessness and into hope. It's about moving people out of homelessness and towards a home, and it is about the fact that this building over the next years for thousands of Denverites will represent that first step, where you can take a breath, you can know you'll be safe, you know there's folks that believe in you, you know there's resources to support you, and you know for the first time that thing that you thought you might have lost forever, the chance at a life you'd be proud of, is now back in your own hands again. That is possible because of what you all gave to make today possible. And so I just want to thank you for what you've given. And most of all, I want to thank you for all of you that showed up, because our big vision was always, this effort was never about one mayor, one city council president, one nonprofit. It was about a city that said, we believe that we can be both a great city and a good city at the same time. We can be a place where you want to start a business or build a home or raise a family. And we can also be the place that when you, on your single toughest day, need someone to look out for you and believe in you again, we can be that city. And we can all be in together to make Denver that place. And this crowd today represents our collective belief that all of us have a role in supporting people that are struggling to find their way back. And the month of December is going to be about all of the Denver volunteers who want to come out to sites like this and sites around the city where you can help make a room a home and make a dream a reality for one of your neighbors who will find their way back because you cared enough to stop and help. Thank you so much for being here. And I have the great pleasure of introducing Bruce Trujillo, who is one of our amazing local artists who is part of the inspiration for today's work. So Bruce, come on up.
Hola, buenos días. Me llamo Alicia Bruce Trujillo. I live in D3. I live in Westwood, so shout out to Jamie Torres. The A couple days before Thanksgiving, Tron Win Wills gave me a call and said, hey, we're opening up our shelter on December 2nd. We want to put a mural in. Do you have time to make this happen? And it was an honor to be asked to do this work, not only because I love painting, I love working in community, but also because I do believe in housing our neighbors that don't have a home right now. And so thinking about what that meant was, it had a certain weight to it. But I really wanted to ensure that we welcome our neighbors in with open hands. And so the design that we're going to be working on today and throughout the next couple of days will feature 4 pairs of hands that are open. They will represent 4 different types of communities that are here in Denver, including our Native and Indigenous folks in the middle, and then 3 representations of folks that make up a lot of our population, including Mexico, India, and Vietnam. So you'll see those colors, you'll see those designs that kind of call back those communities in an open way. Also a lot of different colors, bright and welcoming. I am also a part of Calpuli Micalhuicat in Westwood. We are a Danza Azteca group. We were gonna dance, but it's a little cold today, so instead we're gonna offer a couple of songs, and we'll actually head back over to where the mural is, and we'll offer a couple of songs. Please no photos during this time, but you're welcome to join us, and we'll get started over there. Thank you all so much.
I have nothing else to add other than, yes, come over. We'll help you guide to your 4 stations. Today really is a launch, it's a beginning. So one of the things we want you to do is leave from today and talk to friends, neighbors, families, people in your church, in your temple, people at your work, and encourage them to sign up and come join another one of these volunteer days. And so we have QR codes around the site that will have information on how to do that, but we'll be doing 8 or 10 more events like this all in the month of December. And so you all are the founders. You're the first 100 that ever started this effort. There will be another 5, 6, 7, 800 people who will come after you, and part of what we want you to do is to be those early leaders who help mobilize people in your communities to come follow your lead and help on subsequent days from now until the end of the year. So let's head on over to the mural, and then excited to get to work with you shoulder to shoulder on getting this place ready to open. Thank you all so much.